apart from that, nothing much of a contribution coming in from lower down the order.
Yes, 41 or 48, that's the equation on the ground, as you can see, pun intended. A comfortable win, and you rightly said, Faizan. They haven't qualified, but to defeat a side who has qualified will definitely catch some eyeballs.
And it's very good for the confidence of the UAE lads as well. If they know that they can beat a side like this who is already qualified, that gives them boost for things to come. And this is a young UAE side. There are a lot of young players. There's Karthik, there's Mohammad Wasim, and there's that man that brings a smile to my co-commentator's face every single time, Arvind. You know, all these young players have so much potential, and after winning this, if they win it at all, they would realize that they can go out, express themselves, and win for their team.
Yes, good insights coming in from Faizan. For a young UAE side, they've taken a single, and this is sensible batting again. Something that I really love and admire about this UAE setup is that there is the right balance of experience and talent. So you have got the experienced campaigners in the form of Ahmad Raza and the likes of Usman and Rohan Mustafa, Chirag Suri as well. So these are the experienced campaigners guiding the youngsters in the likes of Sanchit Sharma, Ritya Arvind, Karthik Mayappan, Alishan Sharfu. UAE cricket is at a very important juncture in their cricketing history. And I think from here on, things will get only better. Meanwhile, Usman is on the non-striking end. Wasim trying to go for a big heave. And that has been called a no ball. I think that ball just slipped out of Curtis's hand. And a license to go for the kill now. A free hit for Mohammad Wasim.
Yeah, certainly trying to bowl a slow ball there. Just couldn't get it right. And it's very, very hot. There's a lot of sweat in your hand. And once your hand becomes sweaty, it becomes very difficult to grip the ball, especially if you want to bowl it from the seam. There we go. Free hit delivery coming up. And a big shot coming out from Wasim. And this one has gone towards cow corner. And it has bisected the field perfectly for more.
Well, he's in a hurry, isn't he? Mohammad Wasim, and that's exactly what we told you. You can go back to our conversation where we mentioned once Mohammad Wasim starts off, once he takes off, he is never going to land. 100 up for UAE. And what a style, what a grand way to bring that 100 up.
And 72% runs being scored by one guy. That's Mohammad Wasim. And that is how impactful this innings has been for Mohammad Wasim. 72 of just 47 deliveries. He's becoming bigger by every single minute in stature in this game.
Well, 35 needed for UAE. 28 needed for Wasim to get to that milestone. Can he do that? Can he achieve the impossible? Inside edge of the bat will race away towards the boundary. Never mind how they come, as long as they're coming in for UAE and Mohammad Wasim. Another boundary, unlucky for the bowler, but Wasim will take that.
Certainly, runs on board for him. Why not? And that's one rare poor shot coming in from Wasim. It was too close to cut. He was going for the cut, getting the inside edge. But they say fortune favors the brave. It certainly has here.
Yes, just setting up beautifully shot. That's absolutely cracked, smacked, hammered, tonked. You can say whatever you want. But Mohammad Wasim has just gotten in a beauty of a shot. Get that on loop, guys. Get that on loop. Keep that playing all night long. Mohammad Wasim moves on to 80. UAE 108 for 2.
This has to be on Twitter trending. It was such a great shot. On top of the ball, really quickly. Quick hands through the line of the ball and hitting it in the gap as well. That has been the feature of his innings. He is able to find gaps at will now. Wasim 80 of 49. It's looking dangerously close to that 100 mark.
Going down leg. Curtis Camphor. Well, under a lot of pressure. He is a great talent, no doubt about that, Curtis. But today, he's getting some heat from Mohammad Wasim, not from the UAE. It's not the summer heat, it's the heat of Mohammad Wasim. Big Eve again on the onside. And it was right in the combos. Well, we need helmets here. We need some protection. This was right just above, inches above my head. Mohammad Wasim, what have you done? We are a rare talent. Please take care.
And we've been praising you all day long. You don't have to kill us.
What have we done wrong, man? Beautifully timed, and you can see it was not followed, but I will tell you, it came right into the comb box. We need helmets.
Dangerously close. We survive. So does Mohammad Wasim.
Nicely flicked this time, Mohammad Wasim. Classic innings. 13 overs gone, 116 for 2.
And what an expensive over coming in from Curtis Camphor. UAE now require just 19 runs of 42 deliveries. And it's a matter of formalities from here on in, but it is a very important juncture in the game because that man, Mohammad Wasim, is on 87. He needs 13 more. UAE requires 19 more. So it would be very interesting to see whether he gets to the landmark or not. I would certainly want him to get there because he's done all the hard work. He scored more than 75% runs for his side.
Well, what a great innings coming in from Mohammad Wasim. He deserves 100. He is not out on 87 of 51 deliveries. Nothing is more significant on that scorecard than Mohammad Wasim's knock. 87 of 51. Chirag Suri falling cheaply. 4 of 7. Ritya Arvind 11 of 9. Mohammad Usman has got the best seat in the house. Witnessing this carnage from Mohammad Wasim.
And we've got the most dangerous seat in the house. Witnessing this carnage from Mohammad Wasim.
Oh yes, absolutely. That ball was way too close to our liking. On the pads. Sent back by Mohammad Wasim.
And the worst part is, I was looking for the ball on the screen and not from the ground. So I was trying to follow the ball on the screen. I wasn't even looking at the fact that it was coming straight at us, taking our heads out. In the meanwhile, a good-looking shot coming in from Wasim, and this one would roll into the fence once again for yet another 4. He's getting dangerously close to that 100 mark. Wonderful to see.
Well, you heard it first here, right here in the com box. There was a chance, an outside chance for Mohammad Wasim, and he's getting inching towards that elusive 100. Maiden T20 International 100. Big shot again on the onside towards the fielder, drops it. Oh, everything happening right now. Simranjeet Singh is not an happy man. A chance gone becking.
Going to that ball once again, that was hit at us. Wasim was targeting the field, but he was targeting us as well. That was a dropped catch there. Difficult chance though. But at this level and with the capability of these Irishmen in the field, that should have been grabbed. 121 on the board for the loss of 2. So, yeah, the worst part is we were not even aware that it was coming at us. We only noticed it when it hit something in the com box.
Yes, that's right. And the next thing I saw was a shocking face of, I think it was Dockrell here.
Yeah, I think it was. Dockrell was really worried for us.
Yes, concerned face. Meanwhile, good over coming in from Simranjeet, bringing some calm to the proceedings because Mohammad Wasim, like I said, is in carnage mode.
Absolutely. Usman on strike once again. Simi Singh. Nicely played. Usman doesn't want to take a single. He actually wants Wasim to have the strike as the last ball of the over was bowled. 121 for the loss of 2.
Yes, 14 overs gone, 121 for 2.
Come on, Benny.
So number 10 jersey, Mohammad Wasim, 92 of 54, 12 fours and 3 sixes, a strike rate of 170. Before this game, his strike rate was around 90s, in the 90s, 92 or 98, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around 95.6. That was what his strike rate was, and it's going to increase leaps and bounds after this knock coming in from him. 8 runs away from that landmark. Nicely bowled by Ben White. Yocking Wasim up, tossing him on that delivery that was tossed up to the eye level. That is what coaches tell you. When in doubt, toss it up.
And straight down the ground. Has he timed it well? Yes, he has. One bounce into the side screen. And Mohammad Wasim quickly moves on to 96. This is destruction of Irish bowlers. You can bowl anywhere you want. The result is always going to be the same.
Wonderful stuff. Wonderful hitting coming in from Wasim here. Next ball, single taken, tucked around the corner. Nicely bowled. Nicely played as well. 125 on the board after 14.2. 9 more required. 33 balls remaining. And 3 more required for Mohammad Wasim to reach the landmark.
Yes, 9 required of 33 deliveries. Usman will look to take a single. And yes, he does that. He takes a single. 6 required. In fact, 8 required now. Only 3 required for Wasim.
Please do this for me. Keep an eye on the ball in the ground.
We need some security here. It was actually Little who was here, as he is now. It was Joshua Little who was a little worried about us.
A lot worried about us, actually.
That ball coming in. Can't still get that sound out of my mind. But I will have to because Wasim is on 97. Straight down the ground, happy to take singles. Wasim gets another single. He moves on to 98. Score moves on to 128. 7 more required.
This is going to be the last ball of the over coming in from Benjamin White. His last over as well. Before this over, he had given away 22 runs in his 3. They've been expensive today, the Irish bowlers. Exciting stuff coming in from Wasim. Out of 128, 98 being scored by one batter.
Yes, a dot ball to end the over as expected. 15 overs gone, 128 for 2.
This will bring Wasim on strike once again. 7 more required to win. 2 more required for Wasim to reach that landmark. So early in his career. That would be such a confidence boost if he gets it.
Yes, this is just his 4th game for UAE. And all the focus has to be on Mohammad Wasim. He was just included in the UAE setup. Gets a game straight away. And he's come to the show right in the fourth game. We don't see Balboni out there in the middle. So clearly he's still injured. I hope nothing serious for him, because Ireland will need his services in the World T20. Next match lined up for you after this enthralling game of cricket is Namibia versus Papua New Guinea. That also promises to be an exciting game. We will be going live at 1 p.m. local time. So what do you think right now is going in the minds of Mohammad Wasim? What is he thinking?
Just wants to get to the landmark as soon as possible.
A
That
big
is
hit
what
or a
I'd be
single?
thinking. I think, knowing him, he might just go for a big hit.
A single it is. We'll take a single. This is good batting. I think this is the safer option because there's a lot at stake here. It's the first T20 international 100 for Wasim and for UAE as well, if I'm not mistaken. No player has ever scored a T20 international 100. So that, as I said, is a lot. And you wouldn't want to fail on that occasion.
Absolutely. A landmark knock would be remembered for a long time to come. In comes Craig once again to bowl the next delivery as we see the other two teams coming in into the ground as well for the next match live at 1 p.m.
Yes, I felt that it will be called a dead ball. He would back out because while Craig was going into bowl, the towel fell off his back. Always a distraction. That's how important it is to be focused. A little distraction can actually hurt you.
Absolutely. Spot on. 129 on the board. There we go again. Craig Young without the handkerchief this time around.
Tucked away. Is there a fielder there? Yes, there is a fielder at the fine leg region, so it will just be a single. Good news is that Mohammad Wasim will be on strike. He's on 99, one run away from a maiden T20 international, the first man for UAE to score that in a T20 game, in a T20 international game. And that is going to be a very special landmark.
Massive, massive for Mohammad Wasim. This particular moment, he's going to remember this rest of his life. There we go. Take strike. In comes Craig. And it's a top edge. And there he goes.
Well, yes, it is the man, Mohammad Wasim, who does it for UAE, who does it for himself. And look at that celebration. That tells you all. No celebration at all.
We need something from him to show that he's excited.
Well, he's not. That means... Oh, yes, he is. Okay, finally, we see him celebrating. He was waiting for the confirmation, but now he's got that. Wasim, the man of the moment, the man for UAE. He's the man to look out for. And he is the one who is going to carry that flag of UAE for a long, long time.
Wow, what a moment. Everyone in the camp standing up for his century there. And in a low-scoring game as well. A game where only 134 was scored in the first innings. It's not like they were chasing a 200.
That's his innings, how well he's placed that innings. It is going to be a special one, the first for UAE, the first ever. Nobody's going to change that. Nobody's going to take that away from Mohammad Wasim. Extra cover. Point. Fine leg. You name the position, he's played shots all over the ground.
The new Mr. 360 for the UAE. Absolutely brilliant, that shot. Oh, amazing shot towards the longer side of the ground as well. Now this one, deft touch. Beautiful batting. Every shot in the book for him. Pull shot, muscled the bowling away. And then there was one that almost took us out as well.
Oh yes, absolutely clinical batting there from Mohammad Wasim. He's the star in the making. And today, we officially call him the star. Meanwhile, a wicket. What an anticlimax. After that high of Mohammad Wasim, finally something for Ireland to cherish about. It's wicket number 3. Usman has to walk back. Craig gets his wicket.
Just 4 more required to win. So rightly said, anti-climax. But a good ball coming in, length ball on that off-stump line. And Usman just wanted to go for a single there, punching it towards maybe extra cover region. Just couldn't get bat on ball. Inside edge cracking into the leg stump. And Craig Young gets a consolation wicket here.
That's right, wicket number 3 down for UAE, 131 for 3. Only formalities left now for UAE in this game. Basil Hamid is the new man in. 7 matches for him. This is his 7th game, 110 runs, a very healthy strike rate of 139.24.
And he's been brilliant in the series with the ball as well. He has picked up wickets, especially in that second game. He picked up 3 wickets. Basil Hamid, he was brilliant.
Yes, he is brilliant with the bat and ball, but really in the field, he's a live wire. We've seen him absolutely jump all around, gives his 500%. So he's a complete package, Basil Hamid. Does what he does best. Takes a single, gives the strike to Wasim. Giving the opportunity for Wasim to finish the game off. He deserves that as well. What a special innings. And it's been a pleasure and honor. And we will be a part of history. For UAE cricket at least.
Absolutely. A century coming in for the very first time for the UAE in a T20I. Absolutely amazing to be a part of this historic moment for Mohammad Wasim and UAE.
Oh, that could have been close. Looks close for sure. But the umpire says not out. Will get a single there. Wasim is totally exhausted now. It is simmering hot out there. Not an easy playing condition. And you have Mohammad Wasim, who scored a century in just 61 deliveries. 133 on board, 101 scored by Wasim.
Absolutely amazing to see that. Only 30 being scored by the remaining batters who have batted with him. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely amazing to see. UAE need 2 runs of 24 deliveries. It's a matter of how quickly can they do it now.
It's not about how, it's about when, as you rightly said. 2 runs of 24 deliveries. Barcelona strike. In fact, it's Mohammad Wasim who's on strike. And never mind, don't get that ball because that's gone out of the ICC Academy. Mohammad Wasim, take a bow, you beauty. What a great performer. What a great cricketer. Just doing it for his team in style. Well-deserved century. Well-deserved innings. This has truly been the Mohammad Wasim show.
I want to say what Ian Bishop said. Remember the name, Mohammad Wasim.
Spot on, Mohammad Wasim, the man for UAE. He had a lot of pressure coming into the game, but the way he has played, the character that he has shown, he deserves to be in the limelight. All the light has to be on this young, shining batsman for the UAE.
Certainly a star cricketer for them. Brilliant stuff. What a knock coming in from Mohammad Wasim, winning it single-handedly almost for his side, the UAE. When this match had started, we were thinking that 134 might just